That makes sense. A lot of companies start even allowing people to have certificates on products, and normally they're very complicated. But I wanted to build my product very simplistic because I don't believe really in that. I think if you want to use something and you want to build it, you shouldn't have any stress figuring it out. It should be very simplistic, and you shouldn't even need some kind of degree to understand how to use it. So that was part of why I built it the way I did because I know how hard it was to build with VoiceFlow. But Facebook got me just more raw sales because on Facebook, whenever people interact with them, I just reach out to them, and those people are way more interested in responding.
Hi, Rene. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just been busy building the last couple days, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So thanks to Lucas, we met in this Zoe house. It's
Yes.
my first time.
Thank you for coming by. This is a nice little place to come by. It's a DGen clubhouse. I really like coming here and working and meeting a lot of my clients.
So, could you please tell us about yourself, Rene? What do you do in San Francisco?
Sure. So my name's René. I'm a founder of a AI agent framework company called Agencies. We build.
Agencies. It's your company name.
Yeah, it's the company name, AGENTCIES.co. The concept is that we make it extremely easy to build AI agents that can know information about your company and then add it to your website in under 5 minutes. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so why did you come up with this idea?
Yes. Well, I used to use different tools like VoiceFlow and stuff, and I used to be very upset that it was so hard to build AI agents. I thought if I could just go and have AI agents built with just a natural prompt, I thought it would be super easy and I really would use it myself.
I remember VoiceFlow. 2 years ago, I tried.
Mm-hmm.
It was, at the time, there are no AI agent in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just like making a chatbot.
Mm-hmm.
And in Japan, kind of popular, so I learned how to make chatbot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
How long did it take you to do that?
tons of time.
Tons of time.
Yeah, before VoiceFlow, I tried CogniZY. Maybe it's German company.
Yeah.
So complicated. They have certificate because of it. They had to educate the customer how to make it. So difficult.
That makes sense. A lot of companies start even allowing people to have certificates on products, and normally they're very complicated. But I wanted to build my product very simplistic because I don't believe really in that. I think if you want to use something and you want to build it, you shouldn't have any stress figuring it out. It should be very simplistic, and you shouldn't even need some kind of degree to understand how to use it. So that was part of why I built it the way I did because I know how hard it was to build with VoiceFlow.
Yeah. So could you please tell us kind of like use case? What kind of people or customer want to use your agency.co and make their agent?
Sure. Yeah, so if you're like a small, medium business, or even if you're a solopreneur, or maybe you just got like laid off and you're trying to go and create your own revenue streams, you probably would want to use something like my tool because it would help you gather more information on your website, and it would also help answer questions. For example, most people here watching it, if you have a website, ask yourself, do you have like an FAQ? Do you have a contact button? Do you have an email? How often do you check these? How often do you go and actually go into your contacts and see like, well, we got an email today. How much money is it costing you if you're not doing it? And if you are doing it and you're paying someone, how much money is it also costing you? If you're looking at all these things, there's a lot of times whenever people, they come to your website, it's 2 a.m., it's 5 p.m., you're busy out with the family doing whatever. We don't have a lot of time. So whenever we get a lot of questions and we have to answer that, that's a whole support case, which is why we have customer service. So I made it really easy to go and build an AI agent that knows information about your company that you can add to your website all in under 5 minutes. So that way you don't have to be at 9 p.m. when you're eating dinner, stressing about someone sending you an email, because the AI can go ahead and answer questions and even go and create escalation tickets that can also help in your company directly. A lot of money gets spent on just wasting time, and we need to make it easy.
Yeah. For example, I came up with this idea. So, for example, like a local restaurant chain, not a McDonald's, like not a big company, small sandwich chain. They need to have customer service.
Yes, that if let's say they have a website and they're selling sandwiches and stuff, and maybe there's people that want to go and know, like, hey, when are you guys open? Can we call you? Instead of calling or anything, AI can answer questions about whatever they're looking for and even help make it more customized so that way they can answer it. If the cake maker is like, hey, we can even create tickets about, like, hey, do you have a custom order that you want to do? Talk with the AI. The AI can go and create that custom order for you. It'll send it to you. And now you have this new custom order. You know how much it's going to cost. And the AI already gave a general price tag before. So that way, whenever you get it, you can call back the user and be like, hey, look, we saw this. We agree to whatever pricing. It helps move things along for anyone that has a business, brick and mortar or online.
What is the differentiation than other competitor? I would say the company who are making AI agent or consultant firm who are making AI agent.
Yeah, so actually, quite a few consultation firms and IT professionals that are watching this video, they understand that they use tools like LangChain and other frameworks to be able to go and build agents, plug the tools in. It's very common, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. A lot of Fortune 500s even use tools like this, so that way they don't have to go and from scratch build it from scratch. My product is similar in that case where you don't have to build anything from scratch, but we also make it to where everything is extremely customizable. We also have a couple unique selling propositions that other companies do not have available. For example, if you have an agent of ours on your website, and someone's agent that is also using our form to go and like do research, if it comes across your website, normally it would scrape the website and find out information, but we make it a step further where our agents can actually have communication. So let's say you have an agent that you're searching for whatever it is, and I have that product that that you're wanting. Your agent will be searching the internet, but when it comes to mine, it can say like, hey, look, I'm looking for these shoes. They're Elvis Presley style. And I have $65. But I sell these exact shoes, but I have them at $70.
Expensive.
And whenever your AI talks to mine, we can have a communication where like yours might say like, look, I'm looking for this. I might have it. I tell you I have it. Then you say like, look, we have $65. We don't have $70. I might have already told this AI, as you would to a normal employee that has certain rights, like, hey, if someone comes in and they're trying to bargain, go ahead and give them like a 10% or a 15% discount. That way, it'll be within whatever range they're allowed to sell at, and if it's within those range, the AI can make a transaction and make the sale. So that is one of our most unique things.
I'm curious. My agent and your agent have a conversation, negotiation.
Yes. So
what do you think?
Yeah, right now, it's more of a more alpha stage, but it's only a couple seconds. And you can have it answer up to like 10 messages in a row. Like, so if your AI had like a lot of questions and mine just didn't have like enough answer and it just like kept on gathering more, it would go up to about 10, and then they would try to go and close off the conversation naturally. Just because that's our little fail-safe, because we know that people will just loop it, and that's just not useful for anyone.
I see. I love that because I knew many people, especially creators, they don't like negotiation. It's good for even art market.
Yes, I hate arguing about price. It'd be so much. It's so much easier to go and just ask something like, "Hey, can you go and search this? Here's some cash. Go do it."
Yeah. So I am so curious about we had a small conversation. So you moved to Silicon Valley 6 years ago before pandemic.
Yes, it was like 1 year prior to the pandemic. I came out here, and I started off just doing like gig work and trying to do whatever I could to survive in the city because I don't really have a college background. I don't know how to do like math or science or anything. But whenever I came out here, I wanted to go and like change my future and like see what I can do.
So I'm curious. So look at you now. You are serial entrepreneur, and 6 years ago you came to here because of your girlfriend at the time.
Yes, that is correct.
Right? So what happened? And then what's the trigger to okay, I needed to change my life?
Yeah, so mostly after I moved out here with my girlfriend, which we're still together, we just celebrated our 15-year anniversary. Thank you.
Congrats!
Yes. Sorry. Basically, once we were out here, at first it was just surviving, but when the pandemic happened, it turned different. We realized we had an opportunity to go and start learning skills that maybe I didn't have in the past. Because normally, whenever I worked gig works, as most regular people do, you're up from whatever hours, and you might not have time to really go and like learn. Maybe you just want to go and spend some time playing video games or spending time with a family, and that's normal. That should be okay, and that's okay. But eventually, during the pandemic, I learned that like, look, I have time. I'm going to learn some stuff. I learned different skills like music editing, video editing, 3D animation. I learned how to do some stuff in like video game design using like Unreal Engine. But these were all just self-taught skills. They got me paid because other people would pay me to do just different stuff in the entertainment industry, which is all interesting. Eventually, 3 years ago, I had a company called VersaXR. It shut down after 9 months, and my most memorable memory about it, or not memorable, but the thing that like stuck with me the most was when we were closed, or right before the company closed. My head engineer, I remember telling me, "If you ask me to use AI one more time, I'm gonna quit." And I remember when he asked me that or told me that, I thought, well, I don't really have anything left anymore. My team that isn't really on board with what I'm doing and stuff. So what I wanted to do was like, let me shut down the company and let me see if I can go and rebuild the product. What took my team 2-3 months of like it was like 8 people or so, 8-9 people. It took me 2-3 days, and then I just used only AI, like just ChatGPT, copy paste, and I learned that I could do it.
It was 2022.
Yes, I think it's 2 years ago or 2023.
I see.
Yeah, it was May 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, but whenever that happened, and I realized that I could build a lot of stuff, I started going and I built a lot of stuff. I built email servers. I built as many things as I could, mostly out of anger because I wanted to see like anger.
Why you had anger? Because of your head engineer.
I wasn't upset with him. I was upset with myself. I didn't realize there was so much more out there that I could be doing. And why was I offloading work to people when I should be doing it myself? That was my biggest first mistake as a founder. And when I learned that, I built a lot of stuff. I had a friend of mine named RJ. He reached out to me like, "Hey, bro, can I go and have you teach people how to use this for all this stuff?" I told him like, "Look, I don't know how to teach people. I can't do it. I don't even know how to I never went to college." But he was like, "Well, we'll get paid." So we were selling tickets at like $50 a ticket. We made
RJ has a school.
No, he had a venture kitchen at the time.
What kitchen?
Venture kitchen.
Venture kitchen? What is this?
It's a restaurant that was nearby. He only had the rent lease for like a month left, and it was about to close down. So he, in that last month, even though he wasn't making any money and he paid out a lot of money, he wanted to offer me an opportunity to go and teach a lot of people, and we would just use the restaurant. So
the restaurant. Restaurant became a kind of a coding school.
Yeah, the restaurant was a coding school, and that was like 2 years ago, and it was cool because we had all kinds of people. We had people from like Fang, like different Fang stuff, different people that were like data analysts, and they would tell me like, "Hey, one thing I remember was like one lady, she came up to me like, "Hey, I'm a data analyst. What you just did in 5 minutes, I do all day. Like it takes me about a whole day to do like all this." I'm like, oh well, awesome. I didn't even know that. I just did it because I did it. And then from there, I learned that like, look, I can do a lot. I started building more confidence, but I knew that people still wouldn't believe that I could do it because I don't know how to read or write code. I only used AI. So I needed to prove myself. I have a background from playing competitive card games, specifically Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, and Hearthstone.
Card game.
Card games, yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh is Japanese.
Gone on to do big things in Yu-Gi-Oh. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, whenever you wanted to go and get good at something, you had to play against the best. So I couldn't go and just be at home building my own code because I wouldn't be doing like even though I'm challenging myself, it's not enough because everybody out here would outpace me like nothing else. So in card games, I would go to play at hobby shops and online. That's how I did that. But in here, whenever I'm doing coding, I learned if I went to hackathons, I could use this as my training ground. So if I went to hackathons, I did it solo and I could start winning and topping different events. Well, I have an opportunity here to go and like maybe change my life. Maybe I can go and be a one-man army. That's what I did. And one of my very first ones was at this place called AGI House in Hillsboro. And it was sponsored by a company called Red Point Ventures. And I met some really cool people there, but I built a little product and I got second place. And I was so happy.
Second place means teaching?
No, there was a competition of a bunch of engineers. And when people that are in this area, they know that a lot of these hackathons, they have a lot of very talented engineers.
Yes.
I needed to go to these events to show that I could also build just like them, if not better, by myself. Because most people work in teams.
Yeah.
I work by myself. Remember whenever I told you that I figured out I could build my own product by myself? Because of that, I realized, why do I offload work to other people that I can just do? I needed to figure out what was my limit because I didn't know what my limit was. I just built. And I never found my limit. I just kept going. But that's how that all started. And eventually it led on to where I worked with a lot of people here in San Francisco and different stuff. I'm here at Zoe House where we throw a lot of parties and stuff. And right now with my company, we just had our launch, but like I only really got started on the idea around like December, like December, January. I realized there was a giant issue. If I have an AI agent on my laptop and my agent has to go and communicate with the agent on my phone, well, that's not really a thing. If you have an LLM, it can do stuff on this computer or on this phone, but not between the two. So I wanted to see, well, what can I do to make this communication layer? I realized there wasn't really a way to monetize it. So I eventually figured out if I build an agent framework, similar to like LangChain, similar to VoiceFlow, and I make it to where anyone can build an AI agent extremely easy, and then you can go and put them into a network where they just naturally can talk and communicate between other agents in that network. Well, now you have something very useful because if you're a business owner and a consumer, there's a lot of money just to be made on that. So you have to figure out what can you go and make money on up front and how can you build out that infrastructure. So what I did is I went and I made a social media post about 3 months ago.
Which social media?
I used Facebook.
Facebook, not
Yes.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn got me 2 sales. But Facebook got me just more raw sales because on Facebook, whenever people interact with them, I just reached out to them, and those people are way more interested in responding. People on LinkedIn have ego, and they don't. Yeah, well, a lot of people want to think they have these very fancy titles, and if you don't have these backgrounds, they'll want to ignore you, and that's just normal, and that's okay. That's just different. But eventually, though, because on Facebook, a lot of those people are just regular people that just want to go and do better with their life. They'll hop on a call with you. So I got onto like 20 phone calls. I sold like 12 that night of like just
12.
12 subscriptions,
Amazing.
and the product wasn't even built.
Wow.
So I kind of figured it out, and then I just went from there. I just wanted to see like what more can I do, and then over the last couple months, we just kept going.
See, I have two questions.
Sure.
So one, so before launching your product, or before you start your company, the third company agency CEO, you already have enough numbers of people in your community of your Facebook group. That's why people, okay, Rene has new product. Interesting.
Yeah, you can use Facebook groups to go and do a lot of easy marketing. A lot of like a go-to-market strategy that a lot of people do is they would target groups that might be like 10 to 100,000. They would pay the owners there to basically make an advertisement. And these advertisements, because they're in their niche, it just does really well. So if I go to like an AI group about art, if I can create an ad in that group where all those people just want to know about it and they don't even need to know that it's an ad, well, now you are able to capture like thousands and thousands of people that will be like, yeah, I'm willing to pay. And a lot of businesses work through that. And that's why I think Facebook is a really strong go-to-market approach if you know how to use it.
I see. It's amazing because I know many AI startup founders come from an engineer background. They love building, but they hate selling. So it's good tips.
I also hate selling, but I also don't have an engineering background. So I think because my background is just I was a regular guy and I just always figured it out, that gives me enough an advantage to where I can just do it.
I have been interviewing founders. I saw many people are burned out because of stress, rejection from investors, couldn't get paid customers, and also the co-founder problem or team member problem, and then they have angerness. Why? It maybe sad, and then became angerness. So I also have such a problem, but I am yogi person. That's why I can manage somehow. How about you? How do you manage your anger? And then now you already have third company, so your anger became bye-bye, or what do you think?
Actually, if anything, it increases. The difference is that I'm a person that whenever you're dealing with like a lot of stress and a lot of anger, you will hit burnout for a lot of people. And I'm sure I probably will one day too. But if you are in a room full of like really smart people, there's like a lot of smart people in here. Eventually, the only thing left to do is to work harder than other people because there's only smart people. So the only thing left to do is work harder. So if you know how to work hard and if you know how to have grit, it's the ability to just go on even when you're suffering. Yes. There's plenty of animes that talk about this exact subject. Like one of them is called Berserk. But the concept is that like if you can go and keep fighting even though you're struggling, you'll get through it. And as a founder, you might not have the answers. You might be running late on money or whatever. But are you dead? If the answer is no, get back out there and keep fighting. Fight like your life depends on it. Because by the time you reach 10 million ARR, there will be in your trail a bunch of dead startups. And you have to just accept that. But as long as you know that you're going to keep going and no matter what comes in your way, you're going to keep fighting, then it's just a test of you versus the world. And I think a lot of people do really well when they just keep going.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So last question. So do you have your milestone in this 1 year?
So I think the biggest milestone I've changed as a developer. I went from someone that did copy paste ChatGPT that whenever I talk to an AI to do like vibe coding and stuff, I can understand things at a level where I can build anything that really I put my mind to. There is no there's no limit. I used to have a limit because whenever I was not going to hackathons, I could only build so much. But now, because I went to so much and I've done it and I built all this stuff, my limits are much higher. So I think that's my biggest milestone is that I can just push myself 10 times more.
Amazing. Like a muscle. You made a muscle.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if you are looking for talk with Rene,
Rene.
yes, please reach out. Which medium is there? LinkedIn or Twitter?
I'll do LinkedIn and I'll leave you the links and stuff.
Sure.
Please
reach out to Rene.
Thank you.
Bye. The 3 key takeaways from the conversation with Rene. 1. Build with simplify and empathy. Rene saw firsthand how frustrating it was to build AI agents using overly complex tools. He turned his own frustration into a product vision. AI tool should be so easy that anyone, solo founders, small business, even non-technical people, can deploy an agent in 5 minutes. His success reminds us the best products often come from solving your own pain in a simple, human-centered way. 2. Turn limitations into grit and growth. Rene's journey from gig work with no college background to building his own AI agent framework shows the power of self-learning and relentless practice. He taught himself new skills during the pandemic, learned to build solo with AI, and used hackathons as training ground to push his limits. His story proves that grit, not credentials, is what grows your real founder muscle. Okay? 3. Master selling even if you hate it. Most technical founders struggled with sales. Rene didn't come from an engineering or sales background, so he just figured it out by testing Facebook groups, hopping on calls, and building trust real communities before even launching his product. He reminds founder, selling is part of building, and you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up and learning what works. Okay? Thank you so much for watching our episode today. We hope today's conversation will help your future and career. If you like it, please subscribe us and give you a like. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye. またね。チャオ。